Mitchell Robinson out 6 to 8 weeks after re-aggravating that left ankle. Season is done. Postseason is done. Knicks are somewhat in a bind, but what are the next steps? Let's talk about it. Hit that rock. So, Mr. Robinson re-aggravated that left ankle that he had surgery on back in December. He'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Before we get started, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit the dark notification bell so you get each and every notification for each and every video I put out. Also, please visit underdogfantasy.com. Your first deposit get matched up to $500. Tis is the season right now with the NBA playoffs, MLB as well, to make a lot of guap money, whatever you like to call it, fettuccine. And I'm old school, whatever. I don't give a damn. Got my poo shiesty on. I'm on my ignorant mode today, man. It's ridiculous. Mitchell Robinson re-aggravating that left ankle. He came back near the end of the season. Played some great minutes in that 76ers series. But Mitchell Robinson, he's been going through it. A guy that was at one point before the surgery I think he was averaging, 8-9 total rebounds. He was leading the league in offensive rebounds at around 5.3 offensive rebounds a game, putting up some elite defensive stats as well too, in spurts. I'll say, one of the better rim protectors in the league. Let me put it like that. But now with this, it's going to be a major blow to the Knicks. This is a guy, Mitchell Robinson, showing his prowess in that first series against the 76ers. Look, Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid, Mr. MVP, Mr. 1A player. And he was cooking Isaiah Hartenstein. He put up 108 points on 56% shooting from the field, 50% from 3 in 6 games against Isaiah Hartenstein. But against Mitchell Robinson in 5 games, no bueno. Only put up 35 points on Mitchell Robinson on 35.3% shooting and 27.3% from the field. I mean, look, Joel Embiid is going to find all and any way to draw his cheap little fouls and get to the foul line, but you never saw a better performance from Mitchell Robinson against an elite center than you did in that game 5 that we lost because Maxey, ridiculous Maxey, but Mitchell Robinson, and that's probably why they left him in, even though he got burnt from the pick and rolls late against Maxey. But Mitchell Robinson probably put one of the better performances against Embiid. Embiid had 19 points on crap shooting. Then I think he also had 9 to 10 turnovers that game in Game 5. So Mitchell Robinson, man, I mean, just the absolute ability to help us on offensive rebounding. You don't need 2-3 guys that crash typically. Mitchell Robinson, even though that might have made us lazy in some regards, Mitchell Robinson's ability to control the boards on both ends is just it's another dimension. Now, saw it against the Pacers. I saw it in the play against Isaiah Jackson. Isaiah Jackson caught the ball and was just made the layup underneath. And Mitchell Robinson, instead of trying to block it, he looked stuck. He hasn't been himself recently. I mean, even come back from injuries, probably 85%. He was not even close to being the Mitchell Robinson of old, man. It's like you missed the old Mitchell Robinson, man. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, Mitch Rob ain't what he used to be. No, I'm only joking, man. It's tough, bro, to see a kid who's still trying to find his way, but has developed in so many ways. Defensive discipline is a lot better from whence he came in. You see a little nuances of his game, the box outs. I mean, I think he was leading the league. At least he was. Maybe the last 2 seasons, he's been at least top 3 or 5 in box outs. Contested rebounds, especially offensive contested rebounds, he's typically the top guy in the league in that regard. And it's sad to see him just not be able to fulfill what I think is his dream, to be playing on a playoff team, to be helping to lead a playoff team to some really great wins, against 76ers. Now, I mean, obviously he's helped us in that series, but hopefully, potentially against the Pacers and whoever's next, if the Celtics. The Knicks are looking off the carrying the shoulders of Jalen Brunson. Looks like the Knicks have a special team lining up, even if we don't make it to the finals per se. But what this team has been able to do with so many injuries, it's been absurd. But now you have to kind of switch it around. Right now it's the pressure Chua time. Pressure Chua, game 4 played some of the best defensive minutes I've seen this season, especially on the help side against Embiid. Had some key blocks. Had about 2 blocks, I think, late in that fourth quarter against Embiid. You look at Chua, again, his numbers don't pop out to you like that. 7.6 points a game, 6.6 rebounds. But again, remember, he kind of got shoveled into the lineup with some heavy minutes as Isaiah Hartenstein was having his Achilles issues. Mitchell Robinson was still out. So Pressure Chua got some precious minutes. No pun intended. But you saw it late against the 76ers, game 4. OG was playing against Embiid, 1v1. Pressure to come out and help. Pressures was all over the floor. The closeouts, rotational defense by Pressure Chua, muy bueno. Now the biggest issue is his offensive stats. Now if you look at his regular season offensive stats, it's not the best, right? I mean, I think the numbers actually in the postseason, the numbers actually go down. The offensive rating goes down by like 5 points when he's on the court versus when he's off, right? He's limited. He's not a really great 3-point shooter from outside. I think he's shooting somewhere around the mid 20% from outside. Even though I think he's actually a decent finisher. He's an ugly finisher, old school Nigel style, man. Make fufu, a little bit of water, Gotti, not that pounded yam stuff. Just straight up ugly styles, Pressure Chua. He's actually not the worst, but it's like you can't hand him off the ball and you ask him to initiate really any offense. He's an okay passer. He's not an Isaiah Hartenstein. He really lives around the rim for the most part. Be nice if you found some type of shooting touch, get his shooting up to 33-35% even from outside, but that's way too much to ask, in such a short time span. But when you look at some of the lineups, man, the Knicks, the third best lineup in this postseason by the Knicks in terms of regards to plus minus this offseason was OG, Josh Hart, Brunson, Achua, McBride. You have your 3-point shooters in OG, McBride, and Brunson. You have OG who can also attack the basket. You have a wing attacker. You can play small against some of the say the Pacers lineups once they kind of stagger lineups. Obviously, you have your ball creator in Brunson, OG, and Achua. Again, like I said, with the rebounding, and then you have a guy like McBride who can go out and play defense on a Halliburton or even a TJ McConnell. Gave us a lot of issues on the first game. TJ McConnell gives the Knicks issues for his career. It doesn't matter. 76ers baseline finish for the win. What he did yesterday. And thank God Rick Carlisle's an idiot and didn't and played Halliburton over McConnell, who was the only guy who could get the dribble drive penetration and make the right reads and really kill us, get inside the paint as a guard and kill us for the most part. But the Knicks have to start thinking ahead. Now, granted, like I said, Pressure Chua is a nice stopgap. Can that carry you past the Pacers? You can find ways to continue frustrating Pascal Siakam. Avoid that pick and roll, the little switches they were making in that third quarter. They ran a lot of pick and switches or pick and roll switches with Achua and Miles Turner. Got some easy buckets against some smaller guards. But Achua just does so well in terms of moving laterally. I have absolutely no problem leave him out on the island against a Halliburton, against a Nebhard. And you saw what the 76ers trying to do with Maxey getting the switch onto Achua. Achua did a great job on the island against Maxey. Maxey would drive. Many times he drive into Achua on the help, or Achua would be switched onto him off a screen, and then he's out on the baseline, and Achua did handle his business. So when you think about guys like Nebhard, even the TJ McConnell, who I think that Achua is just a more slicker defender in terms of moving laterally, helping out underneath, sliding his feet. I think that Achua will be a nice stopgap weapon. Now, if you talk about past the series, I don't want to talk past the series. I like to go by it, nibble by nibble, because I want to be humble, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Suits J Boogie hit me up talking about, we got 11 more games. Breathe. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? Not 11. We got 3 more games for the series, but we'll see. But looking for the future, man, the Knicks have to start thinking ahead. Like I said, I believe Mitchell Robinson does have 2 more years on the contract, getting 15 per. Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent in 2025-26. Nice declining or cascading contract. He's making 15.6 this year, 14.3 next year, 12.3 the next. So again, he will be a relatively tradable contract as long as he's healthy. He's not making a ton of money, so he's not killing us per se. Again, it's 6 for 4 overall, but definitely helps us out. 25, 26, a bunch of free agents come off. Randall was one of ours. Mitchell Robinson comes off, but that allowed the Knicks to also go back into that free agent market. Also need to re-sign Brunson. Soon re-sign Brunson, definitely gives some space, but I'm thinking about it. How about, because I think that Isaiah Hartenstein has to be re-signed. Pressure Chua is a restricted free agent, I believe, next year. So he could still be relatively cheap for the most part. But, is that a guy that's going to truly replace Mitchell Robinson? I don't think so. You have to look at guys could be cheap. Guys are going to be cheap, allow you to build. There's a talent upside to them. And guys like Khalil Ware from Indiana averages 17.8 points, 11 rebounds, 2.1 blocks a game. His biggest issue has never been his talent, his ability. Even when he was at, I believe it was Oregon initially. There's never really a talent issue with him. It was always a motor issue with Khalil Ware. It's always been a guy that you had to kind of, you never knew you were going to get a consistent motor from the dude. But, a guy like Khalil Ware, uber talented, give you some flashes in Tibbs' head, just in terms of ability, what you want to do on the floor. Give you flashes of like a cat. Not saying he's like a cat, I'm just saying, offensively. Guy can open up the floor, could shoot from outside as well, too. A guy that you could possibly dump it off to in the post at times and finish at the basket. And again, the motor is his biggest issue. And that's a guy that say, hey, you draft him, he doesn't get immediate high minute play. You're playing for some defensive minutes. You truly ingrain him into the culture. You Miles McBride him. You know what I'm saying? Even though Miles McBride, I think they drafted, Bob Huggins, West Virginia. He drafted a certain profile that made it a lot easier for him to be acclimated to the system. But a guy like, Khalil Ware, have him sit. I won't say sit, but, he's not playing major minutes the first few years. You humble him, make him play hard on defense, give you that effort. And now, you're bringing a guy who already has an offensive base, but he's being valued on his defense. And then his offense starts to shine through as, you kind of move away from, say, Mitchell Robinson. Just saying, you kind of move into, allow him to have a bigger role. But yeah, but the Knicks have to start thinking ahead. That's some of the names. Cal Filipowski from Duke. I'm not the biggest fan of Cal. You got the champion in Donovan Clingan. To me, I'm not necessarily looking for a Mitchell Robinson replacement per se. I'm looking for a guy who's going to be able to help expand our offense while be able to play within the I don't say the confines, but the philosophies of our defense, right? To help defense be alert on the helps on the paint protection, make the proper rotations on defense, as Coach Colorblocks likes to say, the shell defense. He doesn't talk like that, but have those defensive principles in mind. Then you have the ability, right? The outside ability. You're seeing right now too, man. If Pressure True could space the floor, the Knicks offense looks a lot better. Just not even, but 35% average from outside expands the Knicks offense immensely. Opens up the floor for Brunson as well as OG, who's ever out there. Like I said, that lineup: OG, Josh Hart, McBride, Brunson, Chua. Like I said, a lot of three-point shooting. You have the rebounding, the hustle. You have defensive. I don't want to call him stopper, but the guy to play defense against a McConnell. But again, that lineup probably going to be played late, right? You probably want Josh Hart out there for the rebounding as well too. But this is gonna be tough, man. Mitch Robinson. So I don't want to say it's a crossroads, but it's a weird moment where you have to come to a realization that maybe he isn't that guy that's gonna. And I don't want to say he'd be here long term, but you're gonna have to make a decision on him while he still has years on his contract. And there's a reason why they signed him to that type of contract. I mean, the guy's just been missing years. Again, this year, he's only played 31 games in the regular season. Last year was 59. The year before that was 72. That was probably his best season in terms of just consistent production. This is not kosher, man. This is not kosher, man. This is tough. This hurts, man. We'll see, and we'll talk about more about this, man. But we got game 2 coming up against the Pacers. Let's see how Precious performs. Let's see how Tom Thibodeau adjusts. Defense is gonna be it's gonna be hella. I say hella. I'm not from Cali. It's gonna be crazy busy against Achua and against Siakam, as well as McConnell. Stopping Halliburton definitely was a beautiful sight by Tom Thibodeau. It seemed like he was a little bit more prepared than Rick Carlisle, who had absolutely no answer for Brunson, just kept putting net hard on him for the most part. And people want to say Naismith didn't have great numbers against him in the regular season either. But it looked like Tom Thibodeau was more prepared to play against the Pacers. Basically stopping Halliburton from getting anywhere through the top of the key, not allowing him to drive through the top of the key, send those doubles, being aggressive on the screens, making pick up his dribble. But we'll see with pressure Achua. How does that defense look? How does the minutes dispersion look? Does Tom Thibodeau give anyone else a few more minutes? Again, you're playing, your starters are mostly playing 40 minutes for the most part. It's just, now you're down to really, I guess, 7. Are you going to play Burks to get it to 8 guys on the floor? I don't know. But guys, appreciate you, man. This is just a quick video to break down the Mitchell Robinson situation. Extremely sad. It sucks to see this, to not see Mitchell Robinson really be able to flourish with this team that's looking special. I'm not saying it's going to win a thing yet, you know what I'm saying, man? But it's looking like a special squad, something at least for the Knicks on the map. Make teams recognize you had a draft prospect talking about he's seen what Jalen Brunson's doing. He wants to join the Knicks. I'm forgetting who it was exactly, but that's the type of perception you want to create for the Knicks. I'm not saying you play this postseason to do that, but you want people to start putting the Knicks in the name of a destination they want to go. Great city. Again, the taxes suck, obviously, but the acclaim and the accolades, I think, outweigh a lot of people's concerns. But that's the topic for another day, guys. Leave in comments at the end of the video. I appreciate you. It's your boy Gmo, Legion of Knicks. I'm on Pooh Shiesty. Game 2 today. Let's get it. Eat your food, Knicks. We out. Peace.